In this presentation, I'll be explaining what is meant by frequency response of an amplifier. Coming to the frequency response of RC coupled amplifier, resistance capacitor coupled amplifier. Now, frequency response means that how the gain of the amplifier is varying with respect to the frequency. And such a plot is called the frequency response. As why this is, say, in the absence of this capacitor, there's no problem. Whatever be the frequency, the gain will be constant. But because of the capacitors that is connected at the input side, like coupling capacitors at both input side and output side, there will be an effect on the gain of the amplifier. How does this capacitor will be affecting the gain of the amplifier as the frequency changes? That plot we call it as frequency response. And in this general frequency response of an amplifier is like this one. And here, if the frequency, as the frequency increases, the gain will be increasing. And after a particular value of the frequency, what's called the lower cutoff frequency, I shall explain later. And that gain is here, that will be made constant. This is the mid frequency gain, and then gain gets reduced. Therefore, if the frequency is less than the lower cutoff frequency and the frequency is more than upper cutoff frequency, the gain is drastically reducing, and that is why this amplifier is made to operate in this band of the frequency that we call it as bandwidth. Coming to this one, the gain, the constant gain region, that's called the mid frequency region. In that one, the corresponding gain is represented by A mid. A mid is the gain in the mid frequency range. And now if you draw a line which is equal to 3 dB line, we call 3 decibel line, or we can say that one, the gain is reducing by 1 by root 2, or A mid divided by root 2, A mid divided by root 2, or 0.707 A mid. Therefore, if you draw a line like this one, what we are assuming that if gain is above this one, it is acceptable one. Therefore, this frequency we call it as the lower cut, that the 3 dB line or this line cutting this frequency side where the gain is reducing by 1 by root 2. This frequency is called the lower cutoff frequency, and the upper side that's called the upper cutoff frequency. And the lower cutoff upper cutoff frequency minus the lower cutoff frequency, this is called the bandwidth of the amplifier. Normally, as bandwidth increases, gain gets reduced, or gain bandwidth product will be a constant. It is the A mid and into this is the bandwidth that will be constant for an amplifier. Gain bandwidth product equal to the gain at the mid frequency gain, that is this is the mid frequency gain, that into the bandwidth, that is upper cutoff frequency minus lower cutoff frequency, that is the bandwidth of amplifier. Therefore, this is a general frequency response of a amplifier. And now we have to see why this frequency less than FL, why the gain is reducing. Similarly, if the frequency is more than FH, why the gain is reducing. Why that is we will be explaining later. Now coming to this frequency, this is a RC coupled amplifier. At the input side there is a capacitor, coupling capacitor, and CS, and the output side ACC, and that will be coupling only the AC signal at the input side, or DC is blocked. Whatever the DC in this signal, that is getting blocked. And here output side also the DC is blocked, that won't go to the load side or the next stage. Therefore, these are the coupling capacitors. And if you look into this input side, from the looking to input side, it can be drawn at whatever the voltage coming at this point at the input of the amplifier, that the base terminal between the base to emitter, that is base to this terminal, base terminal with respect to the ground. If you see that one, if that you said that is that's the voltage coming at this point, and the input voltage is coming at this point, or this input side you can draw as an RC network in which C is the coupling capacitor, and this resistance is nothing but R1 parallel with R2 parallel with beta times Re, that is beta times the current gain, common emitter current gain times this emitter resistance. and all these are in parallel, this one and this one and these are all are in parallel, and that resistance, that we call it as this resistance Ri. Therefore, this is the input capacitance Cs, and this is the Ri. Therefore, this is an RC network, simply an RC network, in which we can say that this is the voltage that is at this point, that is coming at the input of the amplifier, and this is the input voltage from the signal input voltage. And as the capacitance value, because of the capacitance value, because of this capacitor, as frequency changes, the capacitive reactance changes, and due to the change in the reactance, the voltage available at this point gets changed. Therefore, how does it affect this capacitance at the input side? That will be shown in the frequency response. Therefore, this is an RC network looking from this side, in which you can see that one, for a low frequency signal, if you see the low frequency signal, the reactance is given by 1 by 2 pi fc. If frequency is low, here 1 pi, it will become 0, or that will be that is for high frequency. For high frequency, this will be same, that will be 0. That is the high frequency equivalent circuit is like this one. And for low frequency, that is blocking. For low frequency, the reactance will be very large. Therefore, the capacitance will be blocking. For the low frequency, the capacitance blocks here, and high frequency it passes. And that is why here, because of this capacitance at the input side, this is the signal that won't get passed at the low frequency signal is not allowed to pass, or the gain, whatever the voltage coming here, that voltage divided by this input signal voltage, that if you take, that is the gain of this RC network, that will be, gain will be less for a low frequency. And because of this capacitance at the input side, you will be getting a low gain at the input side, that will be affecting the output voltage also get reduced. That is why here at low frequency, the output voltage divided by the input voltage, whatever the voltage available here, and this voltage, that gets reduced. And that is why here once that frequency is going above the lower cutoff frequency, in that case, the reactance will be less, and that signal is allowed to pass. That is here, whatever the signal that is coming at the input of the baseline, and that gets amplified. Therefore, this is the lower cutoff frequency, and the reduction of the gain at the low frequency is because of the capacitance at the input side. That is given by capacitance is equally inversely proportional to the frequency. As the frequency reduces, capacitive reactance is more, and that signal is not allowed to pass from the input side to the from the signal side to the base input. And this is the equivalent circuit for a case of high frequencies, and this is for the low frequency equivalent circuit of an RC network. Because of this capacitance CS and CC, CS is coming at the input side, and CC is coming at the output side, which is connected to the next stage, or it's connected to the load side, that is CC. Because of this capacitance, now let us see the first input side capacitance, as we have seen here. An RC circuit here, this is the capacitance that at the CS, and this is the resistance, which is the parallel combination of R1, R2 and beta times Re. We call beta times, that will be, this Re will be reflecting at the input side as beta times Re. For R1 parallel with R2 parallel with beta Re, that is the total resistance looking from this side, that is the total resistance, that is Ri, and this is the capacitance. So for an RC network, as I already explained. Now let us see what is the ratio of the voltage coming from that is the voltage coming at the base input. That voltage divided by whatever the signal voltage, that we have to take the ratio. Or here that is the voltage at the emitter divided by the input voltage, that is the input side voltage here and the signal voltage here, that is given by whatever this resistance, that resistance Ri divided by whatever the total impedance, that is Ri minus JXC, because the capacity is equal to minus JXC, or that is the ratio of the voltage that is coming at the input of the base to the signal side. That is, this is the equivalent circuit looking from this side. Therefore, that you will be getting here, it is equal to V0 by Vi equal to this one, or here this ratio, that is we are dividing by this Ri numerator and denominator, 1 by 1 minus J XCS divided by Ri. This is the ratio. That is XC, that is a capacitive reactance. XC of this at the input side, XCS divided by the input impedance, that is Ri, and that is equal to we can see that XCS equal to 1 by omega, that is 1 by 2 pi FCC into 1 by Ri, or 1 by 2 pi F into Ri into CS. This is the ratio at this one. And as this value is equal to unity, will become, it is equal to 1 by 1 minus J1. If you are making this as unity, this ratio, that is XCS divided by this Ri, if you make this ratio is equal to unity, then this equation will become 1 by 1 minus J1. Or in that case, the magnitude will become root of 1 by root of 1 square plus square root of 1 square plus 1 square, or 1 by root of 1 square plus 1 square, 1 by root 2. Therefore, gain will become V0 by VA equal to 1 by root 2, or whatever this voltage will become 1 by root 2 times the input voltage. Therefore, that the corresponding to that one, when this is equal to unity, will be getting, that is equal to 1 here, or we can get the frequency F equal to 1 by 2 pi Ri into CS. That frequency we call it as lower cutoff frequency, at which the gain is reducing by 0.707 times. Mid frequency gain, from this mid frequency gain, that gain is reducing by 0.707 times mid frequency gain. Or if the frequency is more than the lower cutoff frequency, the gain of the total gain will become more than this 0.707 mid. Therefore, this frequency we call as lower cutoff frequency, which is equal to 1 by 2 pi Ri into CS. That is the lower cutoff frequency. That is why this gain is reducing at the lower frequency. That is because of the capacitance at the input side. Because of the coupling capacitor, the low frequency signal is getting blocked, and that is not getting amplified. That is why for low frequency the gain is less. That is why we are getting a less gain at the low frequency. Or if the frequency is more than some frequency, which is called the lower cutoff frequency, that is defined by 1 by 2 pi Ri into CS. This is the lower cutoff frequency. If the frequency is more than the lower cutoff frequency, the gain is more than 0.707 times the mid frequency gain. Therefore, from that is acceptable one. Therefore, this is the lower cutoff frequency, and low frequency gain is less if the frequency is less than lower cutoff frequency. The input capacitance CS couples the AC component and decouples the DC component, and the input signal is, and that input signal AC signal is getting amplified, and CC blocks the component, that is the output component, that the DC component is blocked by the CC, and passes only the AC component to the either next stage or the load, to the load, or sometimes it will be coupling to the next stage. That will be passing only the AC signal. DC is blocked. That is the purpose of using the capacitor at the input side and the output side. Because of this capacitance, the effect is that at low frequency the signal is blocked or the gain is less. That is why we are getting a frequency response in which if frequency is less than this one, the gain is getting reduced. Why we are using the emitter bypass capacitor CE? I've already explained the previous presentations. The capacitance, what is the purpose of emitter bypass capacitance CE? When AC signal is applied to the input of the amplifier, collector current is given by the DC value of this current, that is capital IC plus small ic. Similarly, the emitter current has two components. One is the capital IE and small IE. This is due to the DC value of the current, and this is due to the AC value of the current. Therefore, that contains AC component, and the contains AC component, that is in that case the emitter current is the and contains the AC component, and similarly the collector current is also having the AC component is small ic and small ie are the AC component, and capital IC and capital IE are the DC component. And here this AC component of the emitter current, that is this current through the emitter, that will be containing both AC component small ie and capital IE. Therefore, because of the AC component of the current, small ie, develops a voltage drop across RE, and that provides an additional negative feedback into the emitter junction. Because of the current through the emitter resistance, that will be producing a negative feedback that will be reducing the gain. Therefore, in order to avoid that AC component to pass through this RE, we are bypassing that AC component through a capacitor. That is why we are using a bypass capacitor that allows only the AC signal to pass, and DC signal is allowed to pass through the RE, and RE provides an additional negative feedback and to the emitter junction. This will produce a result in reduction. That will be reducing the overall gain of the amplifier gets reduced because of the negative feedback. And the capacitor CE connected across RE, that is this capacitor which is connected across RE, provides a short circuit for path for this AC signal. AC signal is allowed to pass through this one, that won't go through the RE, that won't produce a drop across RE and through AC signal, and thus reduces the effect of additional negative feedback due to the AC signal and corresponding reduction in voltage gain due to the AC signal drop across RE. That is avoided by connecting a capacitor across RE. That is the purpose of connecting a capacitance emitter bypass capacitance CE across RE, emitter resistance. In order to explain the high frequency response, previous slides I have explained why the frequency, when frequency is less than the lower cutoff frequency, the gain is reducing. That is because of the capacitor at the input side, the coupling capacitors. And why, as the frequency is increasing, why the gain is getting reduced. That can be explained by the theorem what we call a Miller theorem, or that's called Miller effect capacitance. Now, there will be inter-electrode capacitance, like between base to emitter, between emitter to collector, collector to emitter, like that one. Inter-electrode capacitance inside the transistor, there is a capacitance is there, and that is the one of the main reason why high frequency the gain is getting reduced. Inter-electrode capacitance and capacitance of the wire, etc. That is the cause of high frequency gain reduction. Now, in order to explain that one, we have to look into the what is meant by Miller effect of capacitor, or what is the Miller theorem. Now, in high frequency region, the capacitive element of capacitive elements of importance are inter-electrode capacitance, that is between the terminals. What is the capacitance? Inter-electrode capacitance, that is between the terminals, and capacitors internal to the active device, and the wiring capacitance between the leads of the network. Therefore, these will be affecting at the high frequency response of the bipolar junction transistor amplifiers. And large capacitors of, now in order to analyze that one, we are considering an amplifier with a negative feedback, in which this is the capacitance is between the output and input, either say capacitance, that is CF. Feedback capacitance is between output and input. And because of this capacitance, how this capacitance will be affecting the response of this amplifier. And if you see this capacitance, that can be looked from this one, the effect of this capacitor on the input side, that is called Miller capacitor at the input side, CMI is called, we call Miller capacitance. Similarly, CMO is the Miller capacitor from the output side. Therefore, the feedback capacitor will be reflecting at the input side. Let us see how does it affect that one. Now, this is an amplifier with a gain V0 by Vi, that is the gain AV is a feedback capacitor CF is connected, and this is the corresponding current IA, and this is the I1, and this current is equal to I2, and the impedance, the resistance looking from this one, because we are considering this is a resistance, this is Ri, and since the capacitance is also there, we are considering as an impedance. Impedance Zi is equal to the impedance looking from this one, considering this one, the effect of this feedback capacitance also we call impedance looking from this side, and this is the resistance looking from this side. That this is the current taken by the amplifier, that is I1, and this is the I2, and the total current equal to II. Therefore, let us see the large effect of this feedback capacitor at the input side. Large capacitors of the network that controls low frequency response are of replaced by their short circuit equivalent due to the low reactance, because whatever the coupling capacitor what we explained in the previously, that effect is that at high frequency they are getting short circuited, because 1 pi 2 pi fc, as f is very high, reactance is less. Therefore, the input side, the coupling capacitor is getting short circuited for high frequency. But this capacitor, that is the capacitance between the terminals, that is internal terminal between the terminals, that will be affecting the high frequency response. For considering this as an inverting amplifier, the input and output capacitor is increased by capacitive level, that is sensitive to the inter-electrode capacitance between the input and output terminals of the device, and the gain of the amplifier, that is the inter-electrode capacitance between the collector to base capacitance, that will be reflected at the base input here, or collector to base, that will be reflected by the Miller effect. Because of this Miller effect, that will be reflected at this one, and that will be causing high frequency response. Therefore, the Miller effect is due to the Miller effect, the feedback capacitance will be, feedback capacitance means actually this is a inter-electrode capacitance between the output collector and between the input base. That capacitance will be inter-electrode capacitance, that will be reflected at the input side, that will be causing to reduce the gain at high frequency. To explain the Miller effect capacitance, as I explained, this is the gain of the amplifier A equal to V0 by Vi, and the input current I1 and feedback current I2, total input current equal to II, this impedance equal to Ri, this impedance equal to Zi, and if you write the Kirchhoff's current law to this, here we get Ia equal to I1 plus I2, and where Ia equal to the input, here Vi divided by Zi, and I1 equal to Vi, same voltage, Vi divided by Ri, and similarly I2 is equal to, this current is given by, we can say that in Vi minus V0 divided by what is this capacitive reactance, XCF, and it is equal to Vi minus V0 is equal to AB times Vi. AB times Vi is the V0, we are substituting that one, and we are get 1 minus AB times Vi divided by XCI, that is the I2. Therefore, we got what is I1, what is I1, what is I2, and what is II. Substituting in this equation, Ia equal to, or Vi by Zi equal to Vi divided by Ri plus 1 minus AB into Vi divided by XCF. Vi gets cancelled, or 1 by Zi equal to, that is the input, Zi is the impedance looking from this out, from this point. 1 by Zi equal to 1 by Ri plus 1 by XCF divided by 1 minus AB. Or substituting this, reducing this equation, you will be getting, it is equal to 1 by Zi equal to, that 1 by Zi equal to 1 by Ri plus 1 by XCF, that is 1 by XCF, that will be coming in this one. For the parallel combination of this Ri and this capacitance is the total impedance, because in order to get parallel combination, 1 by Zi equal to 1 by Ri plus 1 by XCF, where it is equal to actually XCM, it is XCM, that is this CF is reflected here as XCM, it is a CM, where CM is equal to, substituting this one, CM comparing to this equation, CM equal to 1 minus AB times CF. Whatever the capacitance CF, that will be reflected at the input side, as 1 minus AB times CF. For example, 10 microfarad is this capacitance. At the input side, that will be reflected as 1 minus gain of the amplifier into 10 microfarad. That is the capacitance that is coming at the input side, that will be reflecting at the input side. And this capacitance is because of the inter-electrode capacity between collector and base. One capacitor is there. That will be reflected at the input side by this relation 1 minus AB times CF. And that's called the Miller capacitance, CMI. Input Miller capacitance is given by 1 minus gain of the amplifier into the feedback capacitance CF. This is called the Miller effect capacitance. And due to the Miller effect analysis, we can see that one, this capacitor will be coming at the input side with this magnitude. And due to this capacitance, the frequency, as frequency increases, gain gets reduced. Therefore, this is a Miller effect capacitance at the input side. Similarly, you can find out what is the Miller effect capacitance in the output side, CMO, that is output side. For that one, again, you are applying the Kirchhoff's current law to this point, to the node, and this current is equal to this current plus this current, or we can say that one I naught, that is the current I naught equal to I1 plus I2. What we can I1 and I naught, we are R naught is sufficiently large, and we are assuming that this I1 is neglecting, because this is large and we are neglecting I1 equal to 0. Therefore this we can I naught is equal to this I2, and we are equating this I naught equal to I2, and here from that equation you'll be getting, that is I naught equal to, that is this I naught, that I naught is equal to, what is this current, that is equal to the output voltage V naught minus VI. VI is nothing but V naught divided by AV, that voltage divided by XCS, XCF, that is XCF. And from this equation you can get that V naught by I naught, that is the impedance looking from this side, what is the impedance, and that we will be getting, it is equal to 1 by, substituting that one, 1 by omega CF into 1 minus 1 by AV, 1 by AV, 1 by AV, or that is equal to 1 by omega CM0, that is output Miller capacitance omega 0, or the Miller output capacitance CM0 is given by the feedback capacitance CF into 1 minus 1 by AV. That is, a capacitance CF will be reflecting at this side, at the output side, which is equal to whatever this capacitance into 1 minus 1 by gain of the amplifier. This is the Miller capacitor at the output side. Now, if you assume that the gain of the amplifier is very, very large, now 1 by AV will be, that will be very small, and in that case, the CM0, that is output Miller capacitance, is approximately equal to the feedback capacitance CF, that is the output Miller capacitance CM0. Coming to the high frequency response of bipolar junction transistor, as I already explained, the high frequency response is because of the interelectrode capacitance that is inside the transistor. There is between, say, collector and base, there is a capacitance. Similarly, between base to emitter, there is a capacitance, and between emitter and collector, the interelectrode capacitance is there. Another thing is that here wiring capacitance are there at the input side as well as the output side, that is wiring capacitance are there. Therefore, these are called parasitic capacitors. Capacitance between the interelectrode is called the parasitic capacitors, and those are called as wiring capacitors. And these will be dominant at the high frequency. That is interelectrode capacitance as well as the capacitance of this wires, that will be dominant, or that will be during the high frequency operations. Therefore, the common emitter amplifier with the capacitors that affects the high frequency response are this interelectrode capacitance and the wiring capacitors. Note that the are absent, that is in this case here this capacitance is absent, because at high frequency there's no effect for this coupling capacitors. This will not be coming. Similarly, this won't be coming. Similarly, this won't be coming. At high frequency, the effect of this capacitance are that is not, because as high frequency this is short circuited and this is also short circuited. Therefore, this effect does not come. This also gets short circuited. Therefore, at high frequency, these capacitors won't come into picture, and what comes to the capacitance is that interelectrode capacitance and the capacitance of the wire. And that is why in the when you draw the equivalent circuit of a common emitter amplifier like this one, here this is the signal source and this is the input resistance of the source, and here this is the corresponding resistances coming at the input side, that is here coming R1 parallel with R2 parallel with the or this HIF thing, that is equating, and this is the input capacitance, that is the effect of this capacitance that is coming at the input side due to the Miller capacitance and due to the wiring capacitance. This is the equivalent capacitance looking from the input side. Similarly, this is the transistor equivalent circuit. This is a transistor equivalent circuit in which this capacitance is because of the interelectrode capacitance and the wiring capacitors. Similarly, at the output side also, we can say a capacitor because of the interelectrode capacitor and the wiring capacitance. That is the effect of this capacitance, and this is the other load RC, and therefore this is the equivalent circuit of a bipolar junction transistor amplifier at high frequency. This is a high frequency equivalent circuit, and in that case, these are the reasons why this frequency is getting, sorry, gain is getting reduced at high frequencies, because of these capacitance, that is CI as well as C0. CI is main is because of the interelectrode capacitance and wiring capacitance, and also C0. That is also because of this capacitance at the output side and this output side wiring capacitance. This is the high frequency equivalent circuit of a bipolar junction transistor amplifier, in which you have to draw the corresponding Thevenin's equivalent looking from the input side as well as output side. And if you see the Thevenin's equivalent circuit, you can say that one a voltage source is the, and to that one the total resistance, that is the total resistance of this one, is given by Rs in parallel with R1 in parallel with R2 in parallel with beta Re. So that is the total resistance, the input side looking from the input side, and total capacitance looking from this input side. That is the total capacitance is given by the Ci is given by wiring capacitance at the input side, that plus what is the capacitance between base and emitter, and what is the Miller capacitance, that is CMI. Therefore, addition of all these capacitor is the input capacitor Ci. That is, and this Miller capacitor Cm is given by, here it is equal to 1 minus Av times that is the capacitor between base and collector. That is, base and collector capacitor will be reflected at the input side by this 1 minus Av times that capacitor. Therefore, the total capacitance is given by the input side, and from this is the input equivalent circuit, Thevenin's equivalent circuit. And similarly, you can draw what is the equivalent circuit looking from the output side. That is also drawn here, in which the equivalent value of the capacitance is given, and similarly the equivalent value of the this resistance also given. And this is simply an RC circuit. For high frequency, it is a looking from the input side, this is an RC circuit. From the looking the output side also, it is an RC circuit. And as the frequency changes, the gain output voltage get reduced. As increases, output voltage reduces. That is because of this, where this capacitance, that is one is because of the interelectrode capacitors and wiring capacitance at the input side and the output side. That is the reason why at high frequency the gain is getting reduced, because of these capacitances. Continuing the high frequency response of a bipolar junction transistor, this is the Thevenin's equivalent circuit looking from the input side. This is the equivalent circuit looking from the output side. And for the input network, a very high frequency, the effect of Ci is to reduce. That is the effect of this capacitance at high frequency. The capacitive reactance, that is be 1 by 0, that will be reducing, or the output voltage is getting reduced. To reduce the total impedance of the parallel network, R1, R2, RS, beta Re, and Ci, that total impedance reduced at high frequency. Result is reduce the level of the voltage across the Ci, and the reduction in the corresponding base current, and hence the voltage gain gets reduced at high frequency. That is because of this capacitance. Similarly, for the output network at very high frequency, the capacitive reactance Z0, this is the capacity, Ci is the input capacitance, C0, that will be decreasing, and consequently reduces the total impedance of the output parallel path. And then the net result is that output voltage will be declining towards 0 as the reactance becomes smaller at high frequency. That is, it is simply an RC circuit. We are taking the output at this side. As frequency is increasing, the reactance is reducing, therefore the available voltage gets reduced, or the gain of the amplifier gets reduced. That is just like this one, gain is getting reduced, like this is the diagram how as frequency changes, the gain is reducing, and the corresponding gain equation is given by this this equation, that gain. So as frequency increases, the gain gets reduced at high frequency. That is because of the capacitance. Coming to the gain bandwidth product, GBWP. It's called gain bandwidth product. Normally this will be a constant for an amplifier. As gain is increasing, bandwidth is reducing. Therefore, the product of gain and bandwidth is constant. Gain band product of an amplifier is a figure of merit of an amplifier, which is normally a constant for an amplifier. Therefore, since the gain bandwidth product is constant, as the gain reduces, bandwidth increases. That is, gain into bandwidth is reducing, and that we can see here. This is the one case here. The mid frequency gain is this one, and the corresponding bandwidth is this one. Therefore, you can say that product this mid frequency gain into the bandwidth. Now, if you are increasing, or if you are reducing the gain is reducing to this value, and then you can see that one 3 dB line is drawn, and then frequency, this is the lower cutoff frequency second case, and this is the upper cutoff frequency second case. Therefore, the bandwidth is now enhanced, or that is increased. Therefore, as gain is reduced, bandwidth is increasing, or bandwidth, and here that is explained, is gain into bandwidth is a figure of merit. In the first case, the gain into bandwidth is given by this is given this 100 into this much megahertz, 1 megahertz, and this is the gain bandwidth product in the first case, and the second case also gain bit bandwidth equal to 100 megahertz, and in this case gain is reduced but bandwidth is enhanced from 1 megahertz to the 10 megahertz, so that gain is reducing and the bandwidth is increasing. The product of gain and bandwidth, that is a constant, that is gain bandwidth product, that is a constant. That for an amplifier, that is a figure of merit, that is a constant. Gain bandwidth product is a constant. As gain increases, bandwidth reduces. Or the bandwidth is nothing but the range of the frequency for which the amplifier can be used, or the amplifier can amplify the signal. That is the bandwidth. Therefore, as gain is increasing, that bandwidth reduces, or gain bandwidth product is a constant.